When it comes to what kind of sneakers are the most popular with consumers right now, it seems like the Y2K inspired running shoes are at the top of the list. Nike has definitely benefited from this trend because the Zoom Vomero 5 has been one of the hottest selling sneakers for the brand this year, with pretty much every colorway selling out. And now we have a brand new model by the brand which is heavily inspired by the early 2000s. And in this video, I'll be telling you everything you need to know about the Nike V2K Run. So these shoes released on August the 25th for a retail price of $110 or 120 euros, making this one of the most affordable Nike sneakers, period. I mean, these are going for pretty much the same price as an Air Force One or a Nike Dunk. However, these are a lot more comfortable and we'll talk about that later. This is the original colorway, which is the Summit White pair, and these are officially being called women's shoes on the Nike website. However, they are available in a full men's size run. And I've said it before, guys, when it comes to sneakers, don't let a company tell you what is a woman's sneaker and what's a men's sneaker. Just wear whatever you like. So if you're looking at the shoe and thinking these look kind of familiar, well, you're right. And that's because they do take a lot of elements from the Nike Zoom Vomero 5. In fact, the letter V in the name V2K actually stands for Vomero, because these are supposed to be an updated version of the Vomero. We've had similar naming styles with the Nike M2Ks, which were also an updated version of the Nike Monarch. And there is a lot of things that these two shoes have in common, starting off with the TPU cage that you find on the midfoot area. That's pretty much straight from the Vomero 5s, and it adds a bit of stability to the shoe. And additionally, this panel you see at the front of the sneaker, which is done in leather, this is also taken from the Vomeros. The upper of this sneaker is made out of mesh, which of course makes the shoe very lightweight and also very breathable. But what's different about this shoe than the Vomeros is the additional bits of silver metallic leather you see all over the upper, which is something that is very common on another very popular sneaker brand nowadays, and that is most ASICS sneakers. And you also see this on other Y2K inspired Nike shoes like the P6000s, which are also a really comfortable pair. The swoosh on this sneaker is connected to that TPU cage on the midfoot, and I like the swoosh here because it has that nice black outline. It really adds a bit of pop to the swoosh. You get some flat style laces with this sneaker, and the laces also go through these loops which are connected to that midfoot cage, which definitely gives you more of a locked in feeling when you've tied your shoes. At the back of the sneaker, you get this pull tab, which is definitely unfamiliar, not something you see on the Vomero 5s. Personally, I think it could have done without it, but hey, it's there. And also on the heel of the sneaker, you get an additional TPU panel, which on this pair is done in white. Moving down to the midsole, so that's where the sneaker gets really interesting. The midsole technology used on this shoe is Nike Cushlon, which is actually exactly the same technology used on the Vomero 5. So if you think about it, you're getting the exact same cushioning here as a much more expensive sneaker. The Vomero 5s retail for around $160, whereas these are only going to be $110. If you've worn the Vomeros before, you know exactly how comfortable those sneakers are, so this is definitely very good value for money. And the midsole is actually split into two parts. Right in the middle, you have this black, what feels like plastic panel there, which does add a bit of firmness to the midsole. Also on the back of the shoe, you get another black panel, which is done in rubber, and I think that's just pretty much there just for the design. However, the most noticeable feature of this shoe, and we gotta talk about it, it's definitely this heel. It is very chunky looking. You'll notice it has the same cushioning pods that you see on the heel of the Vomero 5s. However, they're definitely, visually at least, look a lot bigger on this shoe. You also get a little Nike swoosh there at the back of the outsole, and you get a rubber outsole on the sneaker, so you actually do get some pretty good grip with this as well. Having this shoe on feet, I gotta say it feels very comfortable. In fact, I was surprised that you can get this much level of comfort on a sneaker this affordable. The heel area specifically feels quite bouncy and responsive. When compared with the Vomeros, honestly, I had a hard time deciding which one is more comfortable. They do feel pretty much the same for me on feet. It is the same cushioning technology after all. So really, if you're on the fence deciding between the V2Ks or the Vomeros, I think comfort is pretty much a non-factor because it feels just as comfortable. When I saw that split midsole, I was maybe slightly concerned that the shoes might not feel as stable on feet, especially because that heel is so big. But the shoes feel great on feet. My feet feel locked in. Definitely no complaints. When comparing the the Vomeros and the V2Ks lengthwise, definitely the V2Ks are slightly longer. I know it's a bit hard to see this on camera, but I would say the V2Ks are about an inch longer than the Vomero 5s, mainly because of that really big heel. For me, at least on feet, the V2Ks give off much more of a dad shoe type of look over the Vomeros. And one more thing worth mentioning with this shoe, so when having this on feet, I noticed that the V2Ks definitely have more of a lower profile than the Vomeros do. So even though the V2K is technically a longer shoe, at least on feet, they don't look as chunky. And for sizing on these, now this is once again considered a woman's shoe. So normally women's shoes for Nike are a bit narrower than men's sneakers. I did end up getting this in my true men's size, which is a US 11, a woman's 12.5. And for me, they fit slightly more snug than the Vomero 5, so I would say for men trying to cop this sneaker, go up half a size than your Vomero size or your true Nike size. But I think for the woman watching this video, you should be fine going with your normal Nike size, your true Nike size. So pretty much the same size you would wear in a Nike Dunk or an Air Max 1. Go with the same size in the V2K, and for the men watching this video, I would suggest going up a half size than your true Nike size. This is just supposed to be the first colorway of this model, but we have some pretty nice looking upcoming colorways as well, especially this one with the green swoosh and the cream outsole. I think that looks super clean. I'm excited to see all of the colorways as well. There's quite a few panels on the shoe, so there's definitely quite a lot of potential. I'm honestly loving the retro vibes here. Overall, the Nike V2K Run, in my opinion, this is a very comfortable shoe for a great price. The fact that this shoe matches so well with current sneaker trends, and with this level of comfort and this price, I think Nike actually really has a hit on their hands. I love my Vomero 5s. Personally, I've been a fan of the Vomero 5s way before they even became popular once again this year. And I would still say overall I prefer the look of the Vomero 5s compared to the V2Ks, but I think that this is just a different vibe altogether. It's a good switch up. It's a good everyday type of sneaker that you can wear all day because they're just very comfy. And I think for this price point, it's worth trying out. So let me know down in the comments, what do you guys think about the V2Ks? And do you personally have a preference between the original Vomeros and now this more updated version? If you aren't already subscribed to the channel, make sure you do so, because I'm dropping content just like this multiple times a week. And also, while you're at it, the links to all my socials can be found in the description as well. I'm very active there too. Thank you guys so much for supporting my content. I will catch you guys in the next video.